I'd been a social worker, clinical social worker, for about 25 years when I was teaching in the Department of Family Medicine at university hospitals in the residency in family medicine, and also had a private practice. And that was in the 90s when the research was showing the benefit of how the mind would affect the body and how stress, by teaching people how to deal effectively with stress, would give them the optimal chance of recovery, of healing, of living well. I was also struck in my private practice by many women with breast cancer who I had the pleasure of working with, when in the face of a life-threatening illness, they were able to live very full lives, or if death was a part of their journey, they had a type of death that one would only hope could be offered through resolution of conflict and leaving people feeling good about their presence. So I was looking at how things were also changing in our healthcare system. When I first came out of grad school in the mid-70s, people had chances to be evaluated, to assess their needs, to be hooked up with resources. I recognized in the 90s, as is true today, their diagnosis is made, they are out in the community, and no one has the opportunity to interact with them to find out what needs they may have beyond medical. So that was the professional journey that helped me come up with the Gathering Place. On the personal side, both of my parents were diagnosed in the 90s, 6 months apart with different cancers, and died 3.5 years apart. It was that experience that helped me understand what was missing. Here I'd been a social worker all those years. Until you're living it, you don't really understand what it entails. So here I was in 1998. My first child was going off to college. My son was starting to drive. My husband at the time was traveling, and I thought, what do I want to be doing? So I set out to meet a need, and that was to try to complete the circle of care, to look at the aspects of the journey, the cancer journey, that deal with healing the mind, the body, and the spirit. We have wonderful medical care in the greater Cleveland area, and for that we can all be very grateful. However, there was a hole in where people could go to get information, to be with others for support, to learn about how to lower stress in order to be able to live the fullest of life through the cancer journey. And so I set out in a grassroots movement, talking to anyone and everyone who had come on my path professionally, and also those that were appropriate significantly on a personal level. And in 1998, July, we put pen to paper and started having our meetings. And in a year and a half, we were meeting not in a small room, but in an auditorium. And in January of 2000, we got our doors open. If not for this community, this would not have happened and would not continue to prosper and be well sustained.